Hey guys, and what's going on, and welcome back to another Marvel Legends Top 10. Today we will be counting down the top 10 comic book hero Marvel Legends. For me, this list was extremely hard to put together because the heroes have so many amazing figures throughout the years. But with that being said, let's get right into it. At number 10 we have Red Hulk, who I know is a villain in some books, but in some he's an anti-hero, so I'm counting him here. This is just an amazing Hulk figure. I mean, everything I could possibly want in it, and for the most part, I believe outside of the head, it is just a reuse of all the other Hulk molds. He comes with two sets of hands, being the fisted ones and his two opened or grabbing ones. As you can see, my dog got to one of them. But with that being the number 10, great figure. You can get him into quite a few poses, just have to work with him a little bit. Like there's a really nice one. But anyways, let's move on to number 9. Coming in at the number 9 spot, we have the Marvel Legends 80th Anniversary Colossus. This came in the Juggernaut 2-pack, who, if you remember, made my villains top 10 list. But this man is just amazing, and yes, it is because it's almost exact to a figure I used to have, but I mean, overall, the paint jobs on this guy are just great. You know, if you want to set him in with an MCU collection, you could. He might look a little off, but this is definitely a must-have for any X-Men display, or any fans of X-Men, if he doesn't fall. My only problem is that sometimes he gets a little top-heavy like he is here. Let's see, do we have a... Here we have a Wolverine I can stand him next to, just for a little size comparison. There he is next to Wolverine. And with that being said, let's move on to the number 8. And coming in at the number 8, what would you know, it's yet another 80th anniversary. Yes, that is right. In the number 8 spot, we have the 80th anniversary Thor. This figure is amazing from head to toe. If you can't find this one, I would highly recommend picking up Ragnarok. As shown, I believe I showed it off in my villains video. It's pretty much the exact same figure, but red eyes and slightly different paint job. I found my Ragnarok. Here he is. Here they are next to each other. Their cape does make them want to fall, because there we go. Now, yeah, you can see it's pretty much the exact same figure, but the legs are a bit darker down here. The cape is the same, actually. The only difference is that the eyes are red on this one, and that these are... Oh, crap. You can see they're a bit longer down. But that's really it. If you want a classic Thor, you could pick Ragnarok up. But last I checked, this one's only going for about 30 bucks. But if you get the Ragnarok, you can then have the Ragnarok, you can get him into this position here. The only problem is this makes him a bit top heavy, so I would recommend having a Hasbro stand on, like, nearby. I believe I have, here it is. Yeah, I would just use one of these. Just put his foot in there, like so. If it'll work, there we go. And you can see he holds it pretty good. And of course you can always do a hand swap, but I ain't looking to do that right now. But anyways, with that being the number 8 spot out of the way, let's move on to the number 7. And coming in at the number 7 spot, we have Agent Venom. This figure is just great. I mean, head to toe, comic accurate, and it even comes, sorry about blocking the screen, but it even comes with a nice tentacle piece, so you can display him with that too. I believe he comes with 4 sets of guns. I have only 2, and I gave his other one to Bucky. So currently he only has the 1, but even then, this is an amazing sculpt if it'll focus in. Yeah, it's different from almost every other gun, and of course so many characters have them. And I believe here, if I can get it to hold, yep. Even his tentacles, I believe all 4 of them will hold different guns that he comes with. And then he can have some of his own. But yes, this is an amazing figure. I think it came out in 2014 though, so it might be a bit harder to get your hands on. But in 2019, I believe I think it was 2019, they released the Agent Anti-Venom, which is this exact figure, but color palette is swapped, so it's all white with black spider. Really simple, but I do plan on picking it up, and it will probably be one of my favorite figures, alongside this one right here. But with the number 7 spot out of the way, let's move on to number 6. Coming in at the number 6 spot, we have the Marvel Legends Retro Gambit. Now, yes, this is the exact same thing pretty much as the 2018 release, only with a lighter color palette. But honestly, it makes this figure pop so much more than the other one did. That and all the cards are painted, unlike on the other where it was just, pink. So that is really nice, along with a new hand. So you can have him hold his bow staff in either his right, left, or if you want to have him posed with it in both hands, you can do that too. But, crap. I was trying to thread it so I could show you that it's actually holding, because this hand does not hold it very well. But yes, this is a great figure. It works perfectly if you have the Retro Rogue to just pose them next to each other. There, he's standing. If you can't already tell which one it will be that makes the number 5 spot, let me give you a bit better of a hint. Because that is right, it is the 20th anniversary Iron Man figure. This thing is honestly the perfect Iron Man, if he'll stay standing. I've had problems with his foot where he doesn't stand perfectly, but I think it's just because he's still new for me. He comes with 2 of these amazing repulsor beam accessories, which I haven't had before because I didn't buy the Ironheart. But you have the main blast and then a great smoke effect to go with it, so when put together, comes out looking something like this, which is really nice. Really adds to the display, especially if you have him in a flying pose. And with his Iron Man helmet, of course, you have the amazing backdrop that came with it. And the Tony Stark head. I mean, this thing is just perfect. It's much better than the hologram one I think we got. I think it was a hologram we got with the Shang-Chi figure set. The Mr. Hyde Build-A-Figure. Great figure. Go pick him up. He is $30, but I again found him at GameStop. Oh, there he went, falling over. I found him at GameStop for, I believe, $25, so he had like a $5 knockdown on his price. Great figure. Go pick it up as soon as you can. And with that being said, let's move on to the number 4. Coming in at the number 4 spot, we have the Love Triangle 3-pack Wolverine. This figure is amazing, especially with the accessories he comes with. You have his adamantium claws, which I have on him right now. Let's get that to focus on a little bit on him. Those are great on their own. The mask is perfect. The colors on this for me are just absolutely perfect. The perfect shade of yellow. All you're going to hear in this is praise for this figure, so don't expect any negatives, because there are none. You also have his bone claws, which I personally don't have him displayed with, but I might at some point. You get a screaming, torn up mask, cowl. I think, yeah, it's a cowl. With his hair sticking out the back, you can see where it got cut up here. And then, to finish it off, if you want to pop off the head while shaking the table, you can put on a... if it'll go. Okay, it doesn't want to go on, but a great Logan head that will just perfectly sit on there. Hold on a second, and I can pop it on. There we go. You can have his cowl hang back and have Logan head pop out. This is, honestly, again, great figure. Would highly recommend you picked it up. I found him at Comic-Con for, I think, $90, but I talked the seller down to like $80. So in the end, I ended up paying about what this... I paid only a fraction of what the 3-pack goes for on Amazon now. So Great figure, pick it up. If you can, I would actually recommend getting the 3-pack of figures with Cyclops and Jean Grey. But with that being said, on to the number 3 spot. In the number 3 spot, as you can clearly see, we have the Marvel Legends Walmart exclusive Doctor Strange. This figure is just perfection, honestly. He comes with this amazing axe. Like, look at all the details on it. It has little scuffs from battle. These cool accessory pieces, which I think every Mystic user comes with. But let's pop it off so you can get a better look at the figure itself. I mean, this is perfectly a comic accurate Doctor Strange. He does come with 2 other head sculpts. But the other one is just this one with his eyes closed and then a blue one. I don't read Doctor Strange, so I don't know anything about it. This figure released, I believe, about the time that the Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness came out, so I don't know if it's still on Walmart. It might be, but I don't assume it is, and if it is, it's going to be expensive. So I would honestly recommend you go to eBay for it, unless you want to try to deal with Walmart, who has a tendency to cancel my orders. And I can't get this Strange to stand on his own. His cape makes him a bit top heavy, so you have to lean him forward a bit. Like, as you can see, he looks like he's upright, but when you look at his feet, they're a bit forward. But yeah, another great figure. I love these new, like, more accurate, I guess, comic book figures akin to the Iron Man or the new SpiderMan figures on the retro card. I just love the bright colors that really make them stand out on a display or a collection. So, yeah, with that being out of the way, let's move on to the number 2 spot. Comment below before we get to it what you think the 2 and 1 spots are going to be. Because I would be willing to bet it'll surprise you. Coming in at the number 2 spot, we have Ben Reilly's Spider-Man. Now, I know some people think that the OG one should make it from the retro line of figures that had Goblin, Gwen Stacy, all those, but no. Because the only reason this makes it ahead... Oh, I dropped one of them, but for these hands right here. Wall-crawling hands make all the difference when posing as Spider-Man. This was really brought up when that original one came out, and with the symbiote in this one, it was fixed. And why the symbiote didn't make it above it is because I prefer the red and blue. It's classic. It's that or red and black. Those are the 2 best ways to have Spider-Man, in my opinion. But yeah, this is just an amazingly detailed Spider-Man with the black spider moving across the front and back. I love Ben Reilly's design, especially... Alright, I don't know if this is much of a hot take, but I do prefer this design over the Scarlet Spider, like the hooded one. But yeah, amazing figure. Highly recommend you pick it up. In fact, I think, but I'm not sure, that is the exact same head sculpt. Maybe not. Let's take a quick confirmation. Here, yeah. Yeah, so it's the same head sculpt as the original one, which just pulled off the shelf. So let me get him stood up so you can see comparison size-wise. Now, yes, I did show him off with the Venom figure, but since then I went back through the displays and put them all up. So yeah, there they are. The Spider clones side by side. Now, looking at them side by side, this suit is still perfection. I love this design. But this one wins out again just because of these hands. But it is a close tie between the 2. The new Spider-Man mold is amazing. I hope they keep it up. And I think it's been used on all the new ones, like the Renew Your Vows, Amazing Fantasy, all those ones that are just now coming in way ahead of time. And I hope I get mine so I can put a review on YouTube for it. But yeah, with that being said, and these 2 tying, I guess, we'll call it a tie for the number 2 spot. Yeah, let's move on to number 1. Comment below what you think it will be if you haven't already. Surprising either a lot of people or no one. Coming in at the number 1 spot, we have the 20th anniversary Captain America. This figure is amazing from head to toe. Scales perfectly with the Red Skull that came out. If I can get him to put... There we go. My only complaint, the only one I have, is these things. Because once you take them out, you just have a hole in the shield. I know some people have given fixes for it, but I really wish Hasbro would have. If I can get this one out, I'll show a different one in there. You can also have it be with this effect piece or the... Personally, this one is my favorite, but I normally pose it with these because they're easier to hide. Or, if I can find little peg holes for it, you could have him posed with a giant piece of electricity running up his shield. Which honestly is a really cool look. I absolutely love it. Not to mention all the hands he comes with. You have the open hands, his pointing one, of course, if you just need him in that pose, and his fisted ones. I mean, heck, look at the detailing on his chest here. This is my favorite aspect of it. Any Captain America that doesn't have this, like, I've had a lot of them, but I've had the 2015 one on my shelf for so long because it did this detailing on it. Yeah, just amazing. So, mid-sentence, my camera decided to die on me, so we're back. It's been, I think, 3 hours since I last tried to record. So we're just going to do the outro. So yeah, number one, get all these figures as soon as you can. Please remember to like and subscribe. Comment down below anything that should have been added, anything I missed. And yeah, that'll be it. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.